Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we are going to see how we can create a Spotify clone. Okay, so as you can see on my screen, this is the clone which I have built for the Spotify, and you can see we have here home page and search, and also you can see some home page we have like some of the artists and some famous songs or albums. Okay, and this is the scrollable screen, and if we go to the search, there we can see the searchable search screen, and we can see here is the search where we can search for a song. Okay, so let's say, so I have searched for Buta Bamma and you can see this song, but right now the song which we're going to play is something different because of the copyrights and all on the YouTube. That's why I'm having some other copyright free songs, okay, instead of this song. So if I play, it will start playing. Right, and we can also stop it, and if I click on next, you can see this name will going to change, some other song will going to play. Again, that's a non-copyright song.
I got lost at night under the stars up in the sky. Directions hard to find.
Yeah, so as you can see, we can able to play a song and we can go to the next song as well. So this is the simple functionality. We don't have much things in this clone, but yes, we should be able to clone the Spotify this way. Okay, so in this video, so if you are new here, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any future content. Now let's start the video. Yes. So as you can see, I have created this project separately for the Spotify clone, and we can see this is just newly created where you can see some other like whatever default stuffs are there. Let's remove that. And if we go to index.js, let's remove the strict mode and all. And this thing, we don't need it. So let's clear this up. And yeah, so this file we can delete it. Let me delete this, and logo also we don't need because it's in the app.js. Okay, that also we can delete. Just clearing up the our project. Okay, we don't need to have these kind of things. App test as well, and I think we are good. Okay, so now let's run this application and click start, and in the app.js I'll just write icubecode to see if it's showing up the content. Okay, so right now you can see it's going to the 3001 port, which is fine because on the 3000 it's the demo is running. Okay, so that's the way. And you see, we need to have these icons. Okay, this home icon, search, and this playlist and add, and there are a lot of icons. Okay, so all the icons I will be keeping into a assets folder which we are going to create now, and all the songs and all the list, if you need it, I'll be having in this project, which you can find in the Git. Okay, so let's start creating the folders. The first folder I'll create is assets. Okay, where all assets will go, and inside that I'll create two folders, one for the icons, okay, and one will create for the data. Okay, so data is nothing but if we have some static data, that we have to keep it inside the data folder. Okay, so we have to put our folders organized. Okay, and then let's have one folder called screen. Okay, or screens we can say. So screens is nothing but we have to organize our screens. Okay, right now if you see in the demo, we have this home screen and we have this search screen. Okay, home screen and search screen. So two different screens. So if you are doing a bigger project, if you have multiple screens, you can have it in the this screens folder. Okay, and suppose if the screen is divided into two halves, suppose here we have this particular thing and the navigation. Okay, so that time what you can do is this navigation you can create in a separate folder, which is we can call it as pages. Okay, so pages folder we can have, like it's a separate section, right? You have to define, like you have to create a separate section that you can create inside the pages. Okay, and the last thing, the last folder I can say is if you have suppose this particular thing. Okay, let's suppose this playlist one. Okay, so this is a one subsection, inside that we have one more section. Okay, so these kind of things we can call it as a sub components. Okay, so these components, what you can do is you can create inside a components folder. Okay, so let me create the components folder. So yeah, So this is our folder structure basically. So this is how it should look. Okay. So what I'll do now is I'll just fill these folders with some icons and data, and also our songs also need to go somewhere. I'll tell you where it should go. But yeah, so let me fill in and let me come back. Yes. So now you can see I have filled this data. Okay. So you can see in the assets, we have this data folder, and in that I have created a data.js. Okay. Let's see in a minute what is there inside that, but let's see the icons. Okay. So if you see icons, let me open this particular thing in Explorer. Okay. Instead of showing here. So this is the command we can use to open the file explorer. Okay, explorer space dot, and you see src. Inside that we have assets, icons, and yeah. So these are all the icons which we need. Okay. So basically, I have tried one trick to get the icons from the Spotify website. Okay. So if I go to the Spotify, let's go here. First of all, they have restricted the context menu. We can't right click and go to the view page or something like that. We have to do F12 to get it. So if you see, if I right click, it's not happening anything. Okay. So let me do F12, and we can see here, this is how it's coming. So if I target one particular icon, this, let's say this, if I edit as HTML, and we can copy it. Okay. But it is not able to render in our HTML or in the like basically in the React.js is not able to visible. Okay. So that's the reason what I did is I have just taken a screenshot and I have pasted over here all the accounts which we need. Okay. So that's the way I have did it. So if you have any better way, let me know as well, because these SVGs are not rendering in the React. So that's the one problem I was having. But yeah, so most of the data we have in this assets folder, whatever icons which we need. And let's go to the other one. Okay. So let me go to the VS Code again, and here, okay, if I open data and data.js, okay, here is the data.js. So here you can see I have written a three different arrays where we can see popular artists, albums, and song list. Okay, so basically this particular row, okay, so popular artists we have in this particular row. Okay, sorry, array, and these albums we have in this particular array. Okay, and the songs, we whatever we want to play, those are inside this array. Okay, so let me open this, and you see here we can see the first person, Pritham, he is the artist, and here is image. Okay, but you see these images are not here. Okay, those images are not inside this asset. So why exactly I have kept it, like I have kept it in some other place? The reason being, if you are putting inside the src, the first thing you have to give a static path, okay, which is dot slash and all. But inside a array it doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work that way. So you have to write a proper import statement, then you have to use it, but we can't use in this way. Okay, so that time what you have to do is you have to put your images inside the public folder, and you can give this particular path here. Okay, so what I did here is slash assets. Okay, it means inside the public folder I should be having assets. So these folder names will change. In my demo project that was assets inside the public folder. Right now it should be images. Okay, here this way. Okay, images like this. Okay, so slash images means this one, and inside this will be our test. Okay, image. So if I open it, here you can see the image. This is inside the public folder. You have to be careful about this is, if you use inside the src folder, these images if you put inside the src folder, it doesn't going to work in this way particularly. Okay, if you have an array somewhere else. Okay, so this is a static path as well, but we have stored the images inside the public folder. Okay, that's the one thing. And also you can see here we have the songs as well here. Okay, because the reason being the same. Okay, we can't have the import statement over here and we can have it here, the songs and all. We have to have this particular kind of path so that the song can be picked up very easily. Okay, so we don't get any problem. I tried this way as well. I tried keeping inside the src, but it's giving a lot of issues and it's not playing the song at all. Okay, it's sometimes it's not giving any error, but song is not even playing. That's the reason I have came up with this solution where we have the images and the song inside the public folder so that it can be easily picked up. Okay, So this is what it is. We have this song list, and you can see there are 20 different songs. Okay, so you can see once you open the Git, all this list and all, you will get it. And if I open these songs, you have this 19 songs over here. Okay, and these are all non-copyright songs. Okay, because I have to run in the YouTube, right? That's the reason I'm using non-copyright songs. So this is what it is. Now what we can do is, this is the resource gathering is done. Okay, now we can jump into the code and we can start writing our code. Okay, all right, so let's create a home screen here. Okay, inside the screens I'll create a folder called home. Okay, because I want to create a home screen, and inside that I'm going to have index.js. Okay, I'll tell you the reason why I'm giving and taking as a index.js. That reason I'll also tell. And right now we don't need a CSS file here because we are going to use Tailwind CSS. Okay, that's the reason we don't need. And let me create one more component, which is search. Okay, and inside that I'll also create one more index.js. Okay, so this is the file format every time I'll use if I create a folder. Okay, yeah, so right now we got our two screens over here, and in the pages let me create our navigation for component. Okay, and slash index, no, this way, and let's have index.js as well over here. Okay, so we have our navigation as well in the pages folder. Okay, so all things set. Now we have to install the Tailwind CSS. So let's go to the Tailwind CSS website, React installation, or this is the website, and this step is already done. So let me just install with this command over here. Let me copy the second command as well. It's not installing, and it's a very quick work actually, installing a Tailwind in the React application. Let me copy this index.css and put it here till the time it's installed. Okay, it's installed. Now let's go to the tailwind.config.js, which is automatically generated. Okay, and let's close this, close this, close this. Yeah, done. So hopefully we got everything ready. Let's restart the application. Npm start. Okay, and now here what we can do is we can have a class and we can see bg red 500 to test it. Okay, I'll say yes. So let it open. We'll check if the CSS is done, like Tailwind installed properly or not. We'll check it. Okay, and we don't need this app.css as well, so let's remove that from here, delete, and we have to remove this import as well if we are removing that, and we should have React over here. Okay, if we are not using as well, we have to have this. Okay, but in the TypeScript it doesn't allow if we are not using. So right now you can see the Tailwind is successfully installed. Okay, so now we can go to the next step, which is creating this navigation bar. Okay, so first we're going to create a navigation bar, then we'll come to the home screen, then we'll go to the search, and then we're going to see this particular thing, how we can design it. After that we are going to see how we can play the song. Okay, so these are the four steps we are going to go forward with this project. Okay, so let's start with the home screen. Here let's go and let's create rfce, and I'll call this as home. Okay, instead of index, and this particular component we have to import here. So let me remove this class name here and icubecode as well. And basically here we have to have two things. Okay, so first thing we have to have the navigation bar, which we'll create in a moment, and let me import home first. Okay, and inside the navigation index I'll have rfce, and here I'll say navigation. Okay, and this component I'll use here. Okay, and right, so now you can see we got both of them. So let's go back and let's see. Yeah, you can see navigation and home both are coming over here, and you see what I was talking about is index.js, right? Suppose if you create home, okay, or let's suppose search. Okay, search instead of index.js, if you create search.js. Okay, there is no problem with this. Okay, there is not at all problem with this. Okay, if I do rfc, if I go back and import it, you will see the difference what it will going to make the difference. Okay, here you see, compare this and this. Okay, here it's saying slash pages and navigation, or you can just compare with the screens only. Screens home, and here it's saying screens search folder and then the file name. Okay, so if you add index, it will not, like, you don't need to mention it. Okay, it will automatically pick that. Okay, that's the reason I used to like, I also every time if I create a component, I'll use index.js only. Okay, so let's say yes, and it should automatically do. But for now, let me remove this search. We don't need it there. Okay, and it's better to have here as like screen, and here I'll say pages. Okay, something like this. So the comments are very important basically. So now we have navigation, we have home, we can proceed now. Okay, so first thing what I'll do is I'll have flex to this thing. Okay, because we need to have flex, and you see this is how it is, because here also you see this is on a one line and this is on a second line. Okay, so that's why we have to do that. Now let's go into the navigation, and here we have to do the other things. Okay, so the first thing what I'm going to take is width as 1 by 4. Okay, which is 25%. Okay, and it is taken right now, but compared to this is very less. Okay, we can change it to something else as well. Let's say 20%. Okay, so yeah, that's fine. And we can have the color. Okay, so the for color pattern, right, I'll going to give the colors in the readme.md. Right now nothing is there. If you want to check that colors out, you can get from there. Okay, so I'll have like bg color, or like navigation bg color, something like that. I'll prepare something and I'll give the color palette. Okay, so you can get it, or if you are not getting that way also, you can just go to Pickit, and you can have a screenshot and you can take the screenshot from here. Okay, so let's do that only right now. So let's pick the color, and this is the color it is. Okay, so let me apply, and basically this color is for everything. Okay, not the navigation bar, everything. So everything in the sense, we have to have this color inside this particular index, because it will apply for all of them. So let's give it here, and means it doesn't need this background color here. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see here. So now you see, this is how it's coming, because here we have the home as well, somewhere here. Yeah, you can see home here and navigation here. Okay, so let's start doing this. Then in the navigation, I'll say screen as height as full. So it will take the full height, but we don't have height from here. Okay, so let's say height full. Okay, it's not height full, it's height screen. I forgot. Yeah, height screen. Yeah, now it's taking. Here is our navigation. Okay, so let's design the first thing, which is our this particular thing. Okay, this is the navigation, actual navigation component. Okay, because we have full navigation, and inside that sub navigation context, and the second sub navigation is the our library creation. Okay, so library creation we are not going to do, we are going to do just design. Okay, so let's do this particular component. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to the components folder, and here I'll create a component. Okay, and I'll name it as sub navigation dot, like, only sub navigation, inside that index.js. Okay, I forgot I was creating a folder, but yeah, fine. RFCE sub navigation. Okay, and inside the sub navigation we'll have this particular box. Okay, so let's design this particular thing over here. So as you can see, we have this Spotify like logo, and then we have home, then this one. Okay, so let me create 3 divs here. Okay, which will control those things. So let me import Spotify image or icon, I'll say, from dot slash or dot slash, because we have to come out of the folder, then dot slash assets slash icons, and then we have to find where is that Spotify png. Okay, so this is the one, and inside this I'll going to give img src Spotify icon. Alt is very important, icon. Okay, done. And then inside this particular div I'll have image first, which is our home. Okay, home icon, and then we can have a span tag which will say home. Okay, and I'll just copy paste the same div in the bottom, and let's import this images as well. Home icon from assets, icons, and the home. Okay, and same with the this one. What was the other? Search, right? Yeah. So search, we have to take search only. Okay, so there are two images, search gray as well is there. So we'll see what is that later. Search here, let's have home icon, and here we can have the search icon. Okay, so yeah, so this is what it is. This we have it here. Okay, so we have to style it. We'll do in a minute. Let's go to our application and let's see how exactly it's coming over here. Okay, somewhere it is there. Okay, I can't tell where it is, but yeah, no, it's not here. We have to import it. I forgot again. So in the navigation bar, what we can do is we can come here and we can import this particular thing. Okay, and import. So that's the first one. Okay, now you can see images are coming. And then second one, we have this library, which we'll do in a minute. Let's do the CSS for this one. Okay, so let me get the color for this, what color it is. Okay, so it's 121212, and let's go to the sub navigation. Okay, let me close the other components which we don't need, and here. Okay, so I'll say class width, I'll say full, or I can say yeah, let's say full only, and then bg, let's apply this color. Okay, and let's say rounded, I'll say lg. Okay, let's see how it will look. Again, we have to give the css and all. Right now I think there is a color, but we can't see that. Let's see in a moment. I can't see, there is a very slight change. Okay, so if I change a little bit, we should be able to see. Yeah, right now you can see behind this you can see the color. Okay, let me revert back the color to the normal one. Yeah, right. So I think the color was different over here. Okay, I'm not sure why it is happening, but it should not be different. Okay, we'll see that later. But yeah, for now this is fine. Now what we can do is we can give this Spotify image some smaller width. Okay, so what I'll say here is I'll say class name, and I'll say width as 20, height as 20. Okay, let's see how it is. Okay, no height, it's only width. Okay, so little extra, I'll say 24. Yeah, that will be fine. Hopefully it's matching to this one, right? It's matching, and we can give the CSS to the home icon as well. So let's say 12, and this height as well 12. Let's see. So it's very big actually, 8. Hopefully this should be enough. No, it should be little smaller. So we'll go with the 6 then. Yeah, so that's what it is. And let me copy the same CSS and give it to the second one. Okay, so yeah, search also coming this way. So now what we can do is we can have a little more CSS. So let's say p10. Okay, padding 10, so it should come here, and we can have here like class name for the Spotify icon. I'll say margin y. Okay, y in the straight direction, like vertical direction, I'll say 2. Okay, or let's say 3 maybe. Yeah, so this is how it's coming. So instead of y, I'll say margin bottom only, so it should take to this. And then what we can do is for this thing, right, we have this home and this image. For this we can flex it. Okay, and as you can see, we can't see the home as the name, right? So first we'll CSS to that. I'll say here text, and the color will be hash FE. Okay, that's the color we are going to use, and you can see over here. Okay, and let's make the font bold. Okay, so you can say font and the space bold, it will bold. So there are different things. Okay, bold, semi bold, extra bold, you can use any one of that. Okay, and if you don't want that, you can have the brackets, and you can say how much boldness you want. Okay, so that's what it is. And let's see, font is little different, so let's increase the text size. Let's say LG. Okay, text LG, not this one here. Okay, all right, this will be fine, or maybe we can have Excel as well. Now this is fine. Okay, so let me copy the same CSS for the span and give it to here, and let me change the name to search. Okay, let's see. Yeah, now it changed. Now we just need to have like a flex over here. Okay, so for this div, this particular div, I'll give flex here. Okay, flex, and you can see this is how it's coming. Let me have item center, and let me have gap as 3, let's say. Right, so it is not happening for the second icon. The reason is we have to copy paste the CSS for this as well, right? Yeah, so now you see we got this way, but we need some margin from this margin top. I'll say 5, and if I am taking 5, the above one should also be 5, so I'll say margin bottom 5. Okay, yeah, so this is how it's coming. If we go back, some slight padding margin, some different will be there compared to the demo. Okay, the reason is I don't remember all the CSS, that's the reason. Okay, so I think we got this. We have to see the next one. Okay, but you see the color is not able to visible. I don't know why, what color I have used. Let me just slightly change the color, the above one. Let me see how it, yeah, now you can see it's proper, but we need some padding from the around, like outside. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll say px 5 and 4 maybe, let's say, and py, let's say 10 maybe. Let's see, no, not the 10, 5 will be fine. Yeah, 5 will be fine, but inside this there is lot of padding actually, so we can reduce that right this way. Okay, so now you can see we got this particular color, and the color behind this particular thing and this is little different. Okay, because I have changed the color, that's why it's looking little different, but that's fine. Okay, so you can see we have designed this navigation bar here. Okay, and now let's go and design the other one, which is this playlist one. Okay, so for that I'll create one more component over here as playlist, and inside that I'll create index.js. Okay, and I'll say rfce, and I'll say playlist, right? That's what it is. And let's import inside the navigation over here. All right, so you can see here we got the playlist over here. So now we can start the design. So first of all, I'll just copy this color, background color, which is same as the above one, and I'll apply to this playlist one. Okay, and the other one which we can do. So the structure is simple. We have one div over here which is handling this icon and this one, and the other one is handling this one. Okay, so let's do the same thing over here as well. So let's have two divs. Okay, and here we should not miss this playlist header. Okay, the comments we should not miss. Okay, so inside this I'll have two divs. Okay, the first div will going to contain this library image and the your library as a name. Okay, so let me have that img src alt, and here what we can say is library. Okay, and we can have a span tag over here which will say, I think it's all caps, no, it's not caps, library. Okay, and we can import the images as well here, library icon from assets. Okay, icon slash library, and we have other one as well, which is add icon from assets, add. Okay, and this one I'll give library icon. Okay, and here we should have the add icon. Okay, so I'll say img src add icon, and here I'll say add playlist icon. Okay, right. So this we got it, the first header is got it, we got it, and the next one we can see this particular thing. Okay, so what we can do over here is we can have maybe one paragraph tag which will say create your first playlist. Okay, so create your first playlist. Okay, and then we have it's easy will help yours. Okay, so we'll have a span tag, we'll say it's easy and will help you. I think it came up with yours. It should be will help you. Okay, that word is little wrong over there. Let's create a button. We'll say create playlist. Okay, here. So hopefully you guys are understanding what exactly I'm doing. Most of you might already know what exactly, like how exactly we can create a structure. Yeah. So let's say here bit as full, I'll say for this, and let's see what exactly I have did over here. Padding only. Okay. So padding we can say 4 pixel maybe. You can see over here, and you can see the color behind is very different than what I am using right now. Okay, and let's say margin top as well 5, because we don't have no space over here, right? And I'll say rounded LG as well, so it should round this corners. Okay, so let's see the same way we have it over here. Okay, but I feel we should be having the different color only here. Okay, let's see 1 2 1 2 1 2 only. Yeah, there is one color actually. I'm not able to figure out, but once I do, I'll just add it over there. Okay, so for now it's 252525, it's fine. So yeah, let's do the CSS to the first div, which is our header, right? So for this, what I'm going to do is I first let's smaller the image size. Okay, so let's say width and height as 6, and for this as well 6 and 6, and we can see this is how it reduced. And yeah, so for this playlist div, the header div, I'll apply the flex first. Okay, flex. Okay, and item center and justify space. Sorry, justify between. Okay, 3 rings, and it should do this way. And you can see library, your library is coming here. The reason is we have it in a separate div. The same thing we can do, but instead of doing the justify content, we should not do that. We should do only this two things, and we can have gap as 3. And you see this is how it came up. Okay, and now we can have some CSS to the span tag. Okay, or what I'll do is let's go back to here and copy the same CSS and give it to this. Okay, let's say, and you see this is how it's coming, but it's little big actually, so I'll say LG over here, and that will fixes it. Okay, so this is how we have done it. Now you see this is the bottom part which we have to do it. Okay, so for the bottom part, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have something like margin y. In the y direction, I'll say 5. Let's say 5 for now. It's coming over here. Let's say 10, because we need some space over there. That's the reason. Okay. Now we should be getting the color for this. Okay. So let's see what is the color for this. Should be like black only. But yeah, this is the color. And let me give BG, and this is the one, and let's say rounded LG, or yeah, LG is fine. Let's see how it's looking. So here it is. Actually the color is not matching at all. I don't know why. It's very dark colors. Okay, so let me change these colors as well here, and to this as well. Right, yeah, so this is how it is, and here we are getting some darker color. If I zoom in, you can see over here. Okay, so now let's do one more thing. So for this we need the colors. Okay, so let me apply text over here as hash fe. So parent I am applying. Hopefully it should apply for all, right? Yeah, it applied. So now for paragraph, let's apply some CSS. I'll say margin y. Okay, I'll say 2. Okay, because I need some margin, but text size should be 2XL. Okay, because we need way bigger text. But let's see here, it's very small over here. Okay, so we can go with the LG as well, and we should be having some padding to this particular div. So let's give it to that. Let's say 4. Let's come back, and yeah, this is fine now. We need to have font bold. Okay, for the paragraph, and this is how it's looking right now. and let's give this span tag as a class as well. Okay, so let's say text md, and that will be fine. Okay, so now let's go to the button and let's give width as 24 maybe. No, 24 is very small. Let's say 44, double of that. And yeah, so let's apply the background color for this, which is hash fefe, and text color will be normal black color. Okay, and yeah, this is how it's coming. And here you see it's little different than that. We can reduce the this thing. Okay, the width, and let's say height will be 10. Let's see how it's looking. This is how it's coming up, and let's do rounded. Okay, and rounded will be 50 pixel. Okay, so I'll mention the pixels in the brackets. Yeah, this is how it's coming. And let's have two more things, which is font bold, and the other thing is margin top as 4. Okay, yeah, now you see this is how it's coming up very nicely. Okay, compared to this it's little different, but yeah, this is what we needed. Okay, so as you can see, the navigation bar is almost completed. We have to do few things, but we'll do that later. But yeah, this is how we have created the navigation. So let's move on to the header part, and then we'll go for the home page. Okay, yes, so let's try to do this particular what do we say, header. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go here inside the pages, I'll create header component. Okay, and inside that we'll have index.js, and I'll say rfc header. Okay, and this particular header I'll going to have inside here, like after this basically. But if I add it over here, it will give us the problem. Let me show you what is the problem, because it should be in the other side of the screen, right? If I go back here, so it's coming somewhere over here. Okay, it's here. So we should not have this way because we have flexed it, right? So we have to have this header and home into a one screen. So we'll have one div, and inside that I'll have, okay, here it is now. So now if I go back, we should be seeing header here and home here. Okay, so it's in the column wise. Okay, so now we can have our header properly, CSS aligner, everything. Okay, so right, there's nothing in the what do we say, in the header. We just have two buttons, sign up and login. Okay, so what we can do is we can have one div, which is a parent div, which will going to move the one div, like the other div, to the right side. Okay, and inside this div will have the two different buttons. Okay, so I'll say button, this I'll say sign up, and here we'll say login. That's it. Okay, so if I go back here, we should be able to see, yeah, this is coming up here. Okay, so let's do one thing over here, is I'll say here flex. Okay, and justify end, so it should go to the this side particular thing, but right now it's not going because we have to take the width as full. Okay, width full, and if it is not taking right now as well, we should be having the width for this particular div. Okay, or else what we can do is width we can have here as 70, not 70, 80%. Okay, because the reason is navigation we have taken as 20%, right? So the remaining width we can take over here. Okay, for this particular div. Now we should be having, yeah, so here you see we have the buttons over here. Okay, so let's style this little more. So for that, what I'll do is, so we'll have padding 3, py I'll say 4, px will say 6. Okay, so let's go back, and yeah, we are getting over here. Okay, so now what I can do is I'll have one more flex inside this, and I'll say gap as 10 pixel over here. Okay, and you can see gap we are getting this, and we can have more white pixel over here. Let's say 10, so it should come over here. Okay, so the colors, let me change it so we'll see properly. So let me style the login button first. Okay, which has bg as fe, and the text will be normal black color. Okay, let's go back, and you can see that's how it is coming up. Okay, and I'll take the width as, let's say, 40 pixel. It's very much actually 32 maybe, right? 32 is fine, and height we can take as 10. Okay, That's how it's coming. And we can have rounded LG, or maybe 50 pixel we need to have, 50 pixel, right? Yeah. So then I'll give font as bold and text as LG. Okay, right. That's how it's coming. I think font bold, maybe semi bold we have to take. Let's see. Semi bold is fine. Okay, and the same CSS I'll going to copy and paste for the above one, which is this one. Okay, but here we don't need to have a background color because we just need to have the text color. Okay, all right, you can see this is how it's coming up. Okay, because the other button does not have that background color over there. Okay, so we can have this thing directly. So we got login, we got this sign up, and we just need to have the proper this like header color. But header color is like same as background color, but there is little difference. Okay, so I think it's let me apply bg hyphen hash 121212. Okay, so it's all black color variants only. Okay, we can see slightly over here. Okay, not much of it, but yeah, something is there. Okay, and here is our home. Okay, and you see if I select it, this is how it's selecting. Okay, we should not do this. So what I'll do is I'll go to the app file, and here for this thing I'll say user select none. Okay, select none is the property. If we see in the CSS, we'll call it as user select. Okay, none. Here we have select none. Okay, so yeah, if I try to select something, nothing I can select. Okay, but for now I'll just remove it because the colors and all we are not seeing right here. Right, this is all it is. So now we'll go for the home page design as we got the header part done. Okay, yes. So now we have to design this particular thing. So let's go to the home page, and I'll go inside, yeah, in the here, right? Okay. So this is our home page, and here we have to design that particular thing. Okay. So first thing, what I'll do is, as you can see, there are multiple cards. Okay. So this is the first card, this is the second, and we have the footer. Okay. Footer is the later part, which I'm not going to show the design how we can do because everyone can design. This is very simple, right? So we'll go for this one, the first thing. So what I'll do for this is I'll have one particular div over here, and inside that div I'll have one more div. Okay, so this will be the artist. Okay, and here this is the artist header. Okay, and inside this we'll have one span, or basically two spans you can say. Okay, so first we'll say popular artist. Okay, and here we'll say see all. Okay, yeah, so as show all it's actually. So popular artists and show all we have given it here. You can't see right now, it's in here. Okay, so we'll do the CSS in a bit, but yeah, so let's design this particular thing now. Okay, so as you can see here, this particular template, okay, is used multiple times. It means we can create a reusable component to reuse like in this particular thing. Okay, so let's create a component for artist. Okay, so I'll go to the components folder and I'll create artist folder, and inside this I'll say index.js. Okay, and here I'll say rfce, and here I'll say artist. Okay, and here basically we have very few things. Okay, let's have two divs. Okay, one for image, one for details. Okay, image details, that's it. Okay, so in image we'll have img tag, src will say alt. Okay, here we'll say image img only. Okay, here the image will come from the props. Okay, so we'll say img url. Okay, comma, then we have name. Okay, we'll say name, comma, and we'll have the profession, what exactly they are. So it's everywhere artist, so we can have the hard coded one, but we should not have the hard coded value. So I'll say OCC. Okay, occupation, I'll put default value as artist. Okay, so if suppose if we are not providing it, it should automatically take that. Okay, and here we can have img url, and inside that we can have one paragraph will say here is name, okay, and we can have a span tag where we'll say OCC, okay, occupation. So yeah, this is what it is. We'll design in a moment, because right now if I use this, there is no such data to show, right? That's the reason. Okay. So first thing, we'll go back here, and here we'll create one more div. Okay. Our test content. Okay. Here, and inside this we have to map it. Okay. So if you remember, inside our assets data and data.js, we have a array, right? A popular artist. So this array we can import it, and we can use this array. Okay. So let's import it inside the home. Okay. So I'll say artist data from dot slash. Actually, it should not be this one. It should be whatever name we gave. Okay. So I'll tell you what's the reason behind that. And here we'll have asset slash data. Okay. And inside this we can have popular album. So the reason we have to take the same name, because we have exported, we haven't exported as default. Okay, if we export it, it means we have to use curly braces and then use it. Okay, if you want to change the name, you can do aliasing over here. You can say artist data. Okay, and you can use this particular name. Okay, so let's use this particular thing, dot map and item comma index. Okay, and here inside the return we have to have use the reusable component, which is this particular thing. So let's use this over here. Okay, and let me import it as well. So it's been imported, so I'll just move it up, and we have to provide few things, right? Img url equal to item dot image url. Okay, and then name we have to give name item dot where is the name here. Okay, and key will say key is must. Okay, you have to give, because you are or else it will ask for a key in the errors. Okay, in the console you can see. So this is what we did it. Let's go to the here, and it's taking album because I have did wrong. I should be having artist, right? Now yeah, so all of them are coming right now. Okay, and we can see here the name and the occupation also there. Okay, so yeah, so right now we have done this way. Now we have to do the CSS for the above one. So let's do the CSS for header ones, then we'll go for the other ones. Okay, so for the home screen, I'll have a background color. Okay, so let's see what is the background color which we have here. So you can see it's like something grayish color. Okay, so we'll use that. Let's get the color in 1C, 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 1C. Okay, let's use that. And if I see here, yeah, it's applied here. Basically, I'm like not properly able to see, but here we can say we can see the differentiation. Okay, so that's how it is coming. And home screen, not the home screen. If I go back, this particular div, okay, should have the full height. Okay, height screen, and it should have overflow auto. Okay, it should have that, not the above one. Okay, so if I remove this, you see, if I scroll it, it's scrolling outside. Okay, we should not do this. Okay, it should scroll home page only. It should not scroll the navigation. That's the reason we have to put over here. Okay, overflow scroll, and you see, this is what it is. Okay, so now what we can do here, we can style this. Let's go back and over here. Okay, for this particular thing, I'll have class name, and I'll say flex justify between, because the show all and the popular artist is the other direction. Okay, and we should be able to see show all here, right? Okay, and for this artist div, I'll have the px. Okay, so padding in x direction, I'll say 5 for now, right? And py we can take 10. Okay, we can have more for that, no issues. Okay, and here also I'll take px as 10, so we should be having the popular artist over here, but let's have 5 for now. Yeah, okay, so let me change the color so we can see at least where is the popular like the heading and all. Okay, so fefe, and same color should not go for the other one as well. It should be some gray color, as you can see over here. So I'll try to get the color. Let's see if we can get, because very pixel. Okay, So this is the color it's saying. Let's use this for here, right? And you see this is how it's looking. So right now what we can do is we can increase the size for the heading. What I'll do here is I'll say text 2XL maybe, and font bold. Okay, font bold. Yes, that is bold right now. And then we can have here text MD. Okay, and font as bold. Right. Okay, we can see over here, and we should be having some ty as well. Let's say 3, so that some difference should be here. Okay, so now we got this particular thing. Now let's css this thing. Okay, so let me go to the artist component, and here we can have our css. Okay, so as you can see, we should be having this particular thing here. For image, we can have the width and height first. Okay, so let's say 24 and height as 24. Okay, so let's see. It's very small, I guess. We should be having more. So let's say 44. Let me try. Okay, I don't remember the width what I have given over there. Yeah, right. I think it seems fine. As we do rounded, so it will be fixed. Okay, rounded full we can say, and it's here. Okay, and the text is over here, so we don't need to worry about that much. And let's do flex property inside here. Okay, so I'll do here last flex, and we see all the things are coming here. Okay, I think we should reduce the somewhat here. Okay, so it should fit properly, and we can have here justify evenly, so that it should evenly spread up, and we can see it spread up, and some of the images are not fine. Okay, so you can see this one, but yeah, this is fine, I guess. Evenly spread up, and what are we missing? We have to css this bottom data. Okay, so let's do that as well. So let me see what exactly we have here. So we have this maybe lg and this thing. Okay, so let me go back. So class, I'll say text, for now let's say excel, and text hash fe. This is the color, and I'll say font bold. Okay, and for this thing I'll just copy the color from the show all. Okay, for the occupation, and I'll have the class name that one. Okay, and text I'll have md. Okay, so yeah, this is how it's looking, and it's not very proper, so let me have lg only. And yeah, this is how it's coming, and this person's name is going outside of that. I don't know why, but yeah, so we can limit that as well if we want, but right now it's fine, I'm guessing. But let's say width 24. All right, but it's not fine over there. Okay, we need to have some padding around it, so let's do that. So I'll say px3, so it's moved little bit, and py4. All right, so this is how it's coming, but the width again it's not fine. 44. Oh my god, it's going outside. 30. All right, I think the width is messing up over there, so let me have it like this. We can see this properly, not exactly what we have over here. Okay, it's a little different than that, but yeah, that will work, I guess, right? Yeah, so we'll go for the next design, which is the albums. Okay, so basically it will also be the same one. I'll just copy paste the things what I have already. Okay, because you see over here what we done, the same thing you have to do over here. Okay, so let me just copy paste that. Yes. So the first thing what we can do is we can change our navigation to actual navigations. Okay. So right now we don't have the proper navigations over there, right? So let's go to sub navigation, and here it is. So here instead of having span tag, I'll go with the link. Okay. Link is the one of the tag which will help us to go to the other pages. Okay. In React Router. So I'll say 2, and this will be slash, and here also I'll use link. And you see if I write here, it is changing over here as well, because I have a extension which is tag auto rename tag. Okay, so what it will do is if you change the front tag, it will change the end tag as well. Okay, Then let's have 2 over here, and it will be search. Let's save, let's go back. This is the demo one actually. Like, yeah, now it is fine. If I click home, it's going home. If I click here, it's coming back. Okay. So yeah, so our navigation is working fine. Okay, we can close this. Now we can go to the search. Okay, so this is the search component, and if we see in the demo how the component looks like, you see this text box. Okay, it is in the header, it's not in the what do we say, search component. Okay, so that will design in a moment, but let's design this particular thing. Okay, so here what I can see is we have one div which is contain this browse all, and the other div will have these particular thing, and we have a this particular box we can create as a reusable component, and we can use for all of them. Okay, so let's try to do that. And also for the search data, I have the data inside our data.js. Okay, if we see here, we have this search data, and I have all the names. Okay, suppose podcast, live event, made for you, new releases, and their images as well. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, and what color need to be displayed in the background, that also I have mentioned in this list. Okay, so we have to import this and we have to do that. Okay, but before that, we'll do with this single one. Okay, so let me do one thing here. What I'll do, I'll create one other page. Okay, as a page. Let me do this, and let's go to page. I'll say here search category. Okay, and inside that I'll have index. Okay, let me do RFCE, and it should be search category. Okay, so this search category is this component. Okay, because if I search it over here, anything, this other component is coming up, right? That's the reason I want to do two components. One is the category component, and one is this result or search component. Okay, actual search. So both will have different things. So now let's do this. So in the search category, let's import it over here first. Okay, and let me just have this. Yes, now it is coming. So let me go back over here. What we can do is we can have one more div which will have a span which says browse all. Okay, and one more div we can have where our all the items will go. Okay, so now we'll create one component because this particular box, okay, is a component. So we'll create one. I'll go to components, and here I'll create one. Okay, so I'll say search category display. Okay, and slash index.js. Okay, so if you click file, you can create the file and folder at once. Okay, so that's how it will be. And let me rename this again, category display. Okay, so this is what it is. And in the category display, what we want is, this is a one div which will have this colored one. Okay, and inside that we'll have one span and one image tag. Okay, let's have that span tag over here, and I'll say for now podcast, and we'll have image src and alt. Okay, and let's get the one data at least so we can show it here. Okay, so let me copy this url and let's paste it inside this. Okay, and here what I'll do is I'll have class name, I'll say bg, and let's get one color at least. Okay, from here, so hash and this color. Okay, so let's go here. Right now we can see nothing because we have to import this as well. So let's import it over here. Okay, so inside this, right, this is the actual component where we have this div, and here we'll have this browser, and the second div will have the multiple components. Okay, so multiple display components. So if I go back, this is what you can see right now. Okay, so now we have to change few css, and then we are good to go. Okay, so let's change it for this only for now. So I'll say width as let's say 200 pixel I'm giving for now to see how exactly it is coming. And image class we have to give. Okay, and I'll say width 12, height 12. Let's see how it will look. It's very small. I'll say 16 and 16. Let's say, yeah, this is fine. This I know we have to change it. We'll change that in a moment. but this is fine right now. Let's do the CSS for browse all first. Okay, so let me go back here, and here first of all for the main div I'll say py10. okay, so padding we need from the up and bottom side. Okay, so this is how it is getting, and I think we have a different color over here. Let me see what color we are having. So I'll go to Pickit, get the color. Hopefully this is a different color. Yeah, this is this color. Okay, all right, we can give this color as well. All right, it is little bit matching with the header. It should not be, but yeah, that's fine for now. Yeah, and then we'll give px as well as 2 maybe, or maybe 4. Let's give it 4. Yeah, all right, then let's go to this thing. I'll say my4. okay, the margin I have taken for this, and let's have the class name over here. Okay, so I'll say text 2xl. Let's see what it will say, and the spelling is wrong. Yeah, let's change the color as well. So text -fe. Okay, this is the color, and let's do bold. Okay, all right, let's see it's matching or not. I think there is something wrong. Okay, so we have some more space here. Okay, that's the change. Okay, so what I'll do is, instead of y, I'll have empty and I have 10 over here, so it will have more space. And mb, I'll say 2, it will have, or 5 maybe. Yeah, it will have this much space. All right, so we have something similar to what we have in the demo. Okay, so let me have it as all a small and fine. So now we can do the other CSS, which is for this. Okay, 4 3 4 3. Yeah, so for the search category display, we'll remove this width, whatever we have given. We'll give width, suppose 64 width, and let's say height as 36. Let's see, this is the height actually and the width, and let's say round it LG, probably. Yeah, that will be fine. Is it more? No, it's proper. Okay, so now what we can do is, rounded we have given, and we have to give relative position. Okay, because we have to position span and the image tag. Span, I don't think so we have to do it. Let's do the text 2xl, that will fit over here, and text #fe. Okay, so this will have color and font bold. We can do not inside this, outside. Okay, font bold. And if we have some padding, let's say 20, no, not 20, py10. Okay, because of this it's not doing. Let me do absolute. All right, and -b10. Okay, it's not going. Let me just refresh over here. Okay, it's not b, actually it's bottom. I missed that. Okay, right, so now it's going outside. That is fine, but okay, I think we have to use absolute for this as well. So let's do that. Top I'll say 5, left I'll say 2. Okay, so is it coming on here? Okay, it's properly fine, but I think the text we have to increase it a little bit. Let's say 3xl. Okay, that will be fine now, and we have to set this image over here and on this, that, like something like this basically. Okay, so let's do that as well. And I think this image is very small, I feel. So let's say 24. Yeah, that will be fine. Right, so minus, basically I'm using minus pixels. Okay, minus here I have given, right, before bottom. So I want it to go outside. Okay, that's the reason. So right, I'll say 4. Let's see. Okay, bottom we have to do like 5 maybe. Okay, so the size is proper, the image size and all, just that we have to tilt it little more. So let's use rotate property, and I don't want to use any of this because I want to use 30 degrees, which is not there in the CSS. So I'll say 30 degrees and it will be this way. Okay, so let's compare it. It's bit, we have to bit like in the bottom -2 maybe. Yeah, that will work. Okay, the other, like the last CSS which we have to apply for this whole div is overflow hidden. Okay, so what it will do, we know it will remove this outside edges. Okay, so now we have this design. So now what we can do is we can just map it through all the items over here in this, and we can good to go with this. Okay, so let me import the search data. Okay, first from the data. So let's go to assets slash data slash data, and from this I'll say search data, right? And over here I'll just map it search, no, search data dot map item comma index. Okay, and let's return our component, just this one. And over here what we can do is first thing, key. Okay, key as index, and then we have to pass image URL. Okay, or URI item dot image URI. Then we can say title, what will be the title is item dot title, and then bg color. Okay, which is item dot color over here. Okay, so now we have taken this way, we have to get it as a prop over here. Okay, so let me change it over here. And the first one was image img URI comma title comma bg color. Okay, all right. And this I can do simple. Okay, so I'll just remove this entire image URL and I'll just give this. Okay, and for the title we can have this here over here, title. Okay, and for the BG color, background color, we can't directly use over here. Okay, because it sometimes gives problem. So we'll go with the inline CSS style tag. I'll use background and PG color. Okay, all right. So we have given this, and this everything works fine. Let's go back and let's see. Right. Okay, we can see all the things are coming up here. Okay, so now we have to do is set it properly as this. Okay, so the first thing what we can do is for this particular div where we are mapping it, I'll use grid. Okay, so let's say grid. Okay, so nothing changes. Let's say grid call, I'll say calls 4. Okay, column 4. Now this is coming this way. Okay, and one more, I'll say gap 16 pixel, so it will spread around this way. Okay, or we can say 14 maybe, or 12. Yeah, 12 is fine. I guess here it's little different actually. Let's say 8. All right, 8 is fine, I guess, right? Yeah, so we have completed this particular screen. Okay, so now let's see how we can have this search bar over here. Okay, let me just have this screenshot over here and let me refresh, and so that we can get the colors basically. Okay, so let's head over the search, sorry, the header class. Okay, so let me clear all the components, and it will be in pages, header and header here. Okay, so here what we have to do is let me create a div which will serve the purpose. Okay, and I'll have this relative. Okay, or maybe sticky we have to use basically. Okay, sticky top 0. Okay, so if I go to home screen, the header should stick around. Okay, it should not go away. That's why we are using sticky on header. And this particular div I'll use absolute positioning. Okay, and it should be top to left will say 10. Okay, so I'm just giving it right now so that it should come around over here. Okay, so inside that we can have an input text box, and we can have the type as text. Okay, and placeholder what is the placeholder we are using, what do you want to play. Okay, so what do you want to play? All right, so we can see the text box is coming right over here. Okay, and we have to give some CSS. Let's give that. Okay, so I'll say background color. Okay, or let's say width first. Okay, width I'll say 300 pixel. Okay, I forgot about this, 300 pixel, and this is what it is giving. And let's say height will be 35 pixel. Okay, yeah, I think 40 maybe, let's say, or 45, let's say 45. Okay, and this will increase to 400. Then yeah, all right, so then we'll do rounded, and it will be 50 pixel. Okay, let's say this one. Okay, and let's have padding left, okay, inside this, so that this text should come over here. Okay, and you see we have this text, sorry, this search as well over here, so we have to look to that as well. So let me go back here, and let's have p left 16 pixel. We have 16. Okay, it's very much, so much space. Okay, maybe 12 works, I guess. All right, this is fine, I guess, right? So now what we have to do is we have to just apply a few colors, and we have to put the search, this search icon over here. Okay, so let's do in a moment. We'll just copy this color, background color, and we'll give it to this div over here. Okay, or not a div, we have to give it to text box only. All right, so let's see. Yeah, so this is how it's looking right now, and the color we have is like border 2, and it will be hash fe, and I don't want border 2, I want 1 pixel, so I'll say 1 pixel over here, and we should be able to see this particular thing. And I feel it should be 50 actually. I don't think so. Yeah, now it's looking good. And you see, if I type something, the color is not proper, so we can change the text color as well over here. Okay, text I'll say here fe. Okay, and if I type something, you can see the color. Now let's do the image over here. Okay, so I'll say img src, and then the alt text over here. Okay, so let's import the search icon. So I'll say search icon from dot / outside assets icons, and search gray. Okay, so I have named it as gray, search gray, and this one I'll apply over here. Okay, so now you see this is what it is looking like right now. We have to change the width and all, so I'll say class width 6, height 6. Let's see how it will be. Yeah, this much it is right now, so let's fix it. Okay, so I'll say absolute, from top I'll say 20, left I'll say 10. Okay, let's see where it is going. Okay, so it's taking this particular thing, I suppose. So let's say 0, or maybe 5. Okay, 4. All right, and from left we should not do 10, we should be 2 or 3 maybe. Okay, this is not coming well. Okay, now it's properly fine. Okay, so it's coming on the position. Here the icon is little different, then we can change it to 5 maybe. Let's see over here. Okay, all right, so from top we can just do 4, and it will be set on position, right? So the search is done over here. Okay, so now we have to do one other thing, which is creating the other component. Like once you search it, okay, so I'll say this, I just type m. Okay, so once I type m, this particular screen should come up, but before doing any search functionality, we have to do this components first. Okay, so let's do this component first. So what we're going to do, I'll just open a paint and I'll show you. Okay, so what are we going to do over here? So this is our screen. Okay, so I'll create, this is the first div, suppose. Okay, inside that I'll create one div, and each div will have the span tags, which will contain some information over here. Okay, so like this way. So as you can see over here, all songs, albums, profile, playlist, artist, that's a this particular div. Okay, then I'll have one div, and inside that two child divs. Okay, so one will going to have the 50% width and one will have the other 50% width. Okay, and this component will have the things what we have over here. Okay, and this is the song which will come first. Okay, first result will kind to come over here. Okay, and then the other list, and in this list as well we'll have only 5 items, not more than that. Okay, so this particular thing, let's design it first. Okay, so what I can do is I'll go here. So in the pages I'll have this component. Okay, search results. Okay, and in that I'll have index.js, let's say rfsc search results. Okay, and this I'll going to import, not here, in the search component, screen search here. Okay, so I'll just comment on this component. Instead of this I'll just have this one. Okay, so once we complete this design we'll go for the functionality. All right, so yeah, so here what I'll going to do, I'll create one div as I said, and we'll have the multiple span tags. Okay, so let's say all, I'll just do this, and here we'll have songs, albums. Okay, and profiles. Okay, I think it's playlist and artists, and last one will have it podcasts and shows. Okay, so all right, so this is the first div which I was told. Then we'll have one more div. Okay, inside that we'll have two divs. Okay, and over here this is the, I'll say, first top result. Okay, and here I'll say results. Okay, so in the top results you can see how many things we have. Okay, we have an image, we have this paragraph tag, you can say the title, and type. Okay, type or category, and then the artist name, and then we have this icon. So let's have these different things over here. Okay, so and you see everything, this is aligned in one line, and we have this image separately. Okay, so we'll have this way img src alt. Okay, and then we'll have a paragraph over here, and then what we have over here is span tag which will say song. Okay, and then we'll have what do we say, one more paragraph, let's say. Okay, and here we'll have the artist. Okay, so this is how it is actually, and we have to have this image over here. Let me see if I can access the public folder, because all the images, these images are in the public folder only, as I mentioned earlier. Let me see where those are. I think it's not. Let me just go to the data and song list. Yeah, this is not in the public folder. We have it as a URIs. Okay, so we'll use that only to see the image over here. Yeah, we can see the image over here coming up, and we have to design this particular thing now. Okay, so let's do that. Before that I'll just wrap this entire thing into div, because we have here top result as well. Okay, so I'll cut this, I'll create two divs. Okay, and here we'll have a span which says top result. Okay, and inside that I'll have this thing. Okay, all right, and I'll just get the first data. Okay, over here to show here, and finger, this one, right. All right, so the first data is over here, and the second we'll need to have it. Let's create this as well. Okay, so for the second div we have this particular whole div as here, and first I'll have this title. Okay, so let's have the first div over here as one span tag. Okay, which will say songs, I guess, right? Yeah, songs. And second div will have the this components. Okay, so this particular thing, you see, we can create as a single component and we can reuse it. Okay, so what I'll do here is, let me create one component in the component folder. as, what do we call this as, is song result. Okay, and index.js over here, and let's say song result. Okay, so let me import this over here. All right. Okay, and in this component we have to design this properly. So now what I'll say here, here we'll have two divs. One will contain this particular thing and one is this thing. Okay, so we'll create two divs. Okay, the second one will have the time, let's say 7:53 it's saying over there, and in the first div as well we'll have two divs. Okay, first is for image. Okay, so I'll have image src over here, and I'll just copy the image in a minute. Okay, just a second, and then we'll have two things over here. Okay, or maybe say two spans. Okay, so first span will have the title, second will have the artist name. So let me go back and let me just copy the data from here. So second will have this, first div will have copy paste over here, and let me copy this and paste it here. Okay, so this we have imported here. Let's see, are we getting, yeah, we are getting this as well. So now let's do the CSS for this. Yes, so let's start with this particular design first. Okay, so let's go back to our component over here, and we can see it's coming up here. Okay, and first thing, let's have some padding. Okay, so let's say py10, px will have 4. Okay, for now, let's go back over here. Yeah, something is changed over here. Okay, so the next thing which we have is the applying the colors. Okay, so the first color will going to be the background color, which is this one. Okay, so we'll apply this color over here. Okay, the entirely. Okay, the entire day will have this color, and then we can get the color of this particular thing over here. Okay, okay, this is the color for this thing. Okay, so let me go back, and here is this class. So I'll say class bg, and this is the color, and text I'll have hash #FPFEFE. Okay, so this is the color for it. Let's go back, and we can see here. Okay, it's coming over here. So let's have px. Okay, I'll say 10. It was so much. Okay, so let's say 6, and py I'll say 3. So not 3, let's say 2 only, and let's say round it. Okay, full, how it will look like. This is how it is looking up. Okay, so now what we can do is we can have little more font, I guess. LG, what, yeah, I think this is fine. All right, it is fine. Okay, so let me just copy the class name, and I'll just paste it for all of them. Okay, I'll use shortcut to have multiple cursor, control alt and the bottom arrow. Okay, so have the multiple cursor, space and paste all of them over here, and we can see all are coming up right here. But the first one we have to change the color. Okay, so first one we should have FE, so that we'll say we are in the current, like all tab. Okay, basically, but we are not going to do the tabs right now, but we have this way. Okay, so now what we can do is we can have a little flex apply in the parent class. I'll say flex, and flex, okay, gap will say 8 maybe. Let's say not 8 actually, let's say 4. That will be fine, I guess, right? Yeah, and then what we can have is align items. Okay, item center. Okay, basically it will be centered. So I think it's looking little bigger than what we have. Let's change few things over here. Okay, so instead of this text LG, I'll try to have MD. Okay, and instead of 6 maybe we can have 5. Okay, yeah, so little bit difference. Okay, but it's very small compared to that. So let's have 1 over here, py. Yeah, now it's properly fine. So now we can concentrate on the second one, which is this one, top result. Okay, so let's go to that component over here. Okay, so here what I'll do is, first thing here, I'll have class name for this top result. I'll say text LG and text FE. Okay, so hash FE color I'll apply, and font bold, okay, so that it's visible. And it should, I guess we can have this as 2xl maybe. All right, we can see that, okay. And you see this is the parent div for all the components over here, okay. So for this we'll have some py, okay, so let's say 5, so that it has some width over here. And we can have the flex, okay, so that it should come side by side. And for the first div we can have width, okay, we can take it as 1 by 2, okay, so that 50% I'm saying, okay. So it's actually not exactly the 50%. Right now I'm just giving it, we can just remove it right away, because it's not the full width, okay, it's not the total width of it, okay. So we can give it as 1 by 4, and let's try. The 1 by 4 is fine. So for now what I'll do is I'll just comment on the other component, so it should not interrupt us, okay. So yeah, so this is gone, so we have this one. So now what we can do is we can do the this particular thing, okay. Yeah, so here is our code where we have to do that. So the top result currently is coming fine, I guess. We'll have to get the padding, I guess, so we'll get it later, but right now it's fine, okay. Let's design the this particular thing right now. So what I'll do is let me add some background color first, okay. So the background color I can get it from here. I have just added this screenshot here and got the color, okay. And we need like border radius, so I'll use rounded LG for now. So let's go back and let's see. So we can see some of the color is applied, okay. The image size is very big, we'll change it, but yeah, you can see some text is also visible here, okay. So what I'll do now is let's change the image size, okay. So I'll say width 24 and height 24 for now, okay. So we'll change it later. Yeah, so this is how it's looking. I think it's properly fine, okay. So let's have the rounded LG to this as well, so that we'll have these curves, right? Okay, and let's have some padding over here, okay, in the main div. So I'll say px10, so it's coming over there. Let's have ps6, and let's have py, and it also 8, let's say. Yeah, now it's like little bit fine. We are getting exact same, we are not getting exact same thing, but yeah, something we have, okay. And we need to have some width and height for this as well. Like width we are taking 1 by 4, so let's see if it is taking full width or not. Yeah, it's still the same. Yeah, let it be like that, we'll change it later. Now we can change the color for the other things like paragraph and all. So let's have text where we have hash fp, okay. And we can see the color, and let's see, yeah, it should be little bit big as well as bold, okay. So we'll have, we can take text LG, right? Okay, so let's say 2xl. Yeah, now it's little bit matching. We can have XL as well if you want, we can check with that, okay. And let's have font as bold, it will look like bold, okay. And we need to have something margin top, let's say 3, I'll say for now. Yeah, that's fine. So let's go to the span tag, and I'll have the same thing, color, uh, the text color will be same. And then what do we say is we can have like block, okay, we can make it as a block level tag, and then we can see like this, and we'll say mt3 again, okay. And then let's say the same color we need to have for the artist name, okay, over here. So let's say this one. And yeah, so for this the color is like the size is little different. We'll have, I think we can say LG probably. Yeah, that is fine. But for this we need text as bold as well, okay, font bold. So let's apply that font bold, and we can see not here, here, okay, it is coming perfectly fine. The width little bit change we have to do because it's not working out over here, okay. So what we can do here is let's say 300 pixel, okay, and let me have 350, okay. Okay, let's have 320. Yeah, this will be fine, I guess. Okay, so and let's have some margin top to this as well. So I'll say MT3 will be applied. Okay, all right. And then we need to have like hover color. When I hover this, the color should change. Okay, so let's get the hover color as well from here. This box will also do it in a moment. Let's get this color, refresh here, and then let's put the picker, and this is the color. Okay, so here what we can do is we can have hover property, and we'll say bg, and this is the color which we want. Okay, so let's see if it is applying in our app. Now you can see it is applying perfectly fine. Okay, do we have this hand symbol? So we can have cursor as well over here. Okay, cursor, pointer. Okay, right, we got this. Okay, now we need to have this icon over here. Okay, so how we are getting over here, right? The same thing. So let me have a screenshot for the color, and we can get the color from here. Yeah, so this is the color. So let's get back and let's see where we can fit this. Okay, so this particular div is the one. So we'll have one div over here inside this, and this div will have the image. Okay, so alt, and here is the image. So let's import the image first. Play icon from assets. Okay, so we have to go to assets, icons, and inside the icon, so we can say play green. Okay, so I have named that way the images. Okay, so let's see if we are getting, yeah, we are getting this way. Okay, so let's change the width and height. I'll say 6, and height also 6. Okay, yeah, so now it is looking like this. Let's go to this particular thing, like div, right? We need to have the rounded div. Okay, so let's take width as 20 and height as 20. Let me see how big it is. Okay, uh, let's give this background color here. I think the width and height we have to change it, probably. We'll see. Yeah, it's very much, it's too much big actually. So I'll say 8 and 8. Let's say no, 12. Yeah, right. Okay, so now what I can do is I can do rounded full, so it will turn into circle, and then I'll use flex to make this icon center. Okay, so justify center and items center. Okay, all right, now it is coming over here. We need to set it over here. So for that, what we can do is we can have absolute position. Okay, from bottom we can say 3. Okay, and from the right as well we can say 2, suppose. Okay, for now, and it is going here on the left side bottom. Okay, we need to have it over here. So what we can do is we can do for this parent class, we can make a relative position. Okay, then it will come over here. So I think we need some more space from the right. Let's say 4, and bottom also we need some more. Okay, yeah, now it is perfectly fine. We need to do it on hover. That we can do with a simple state. Okay, so what we can do is we can create a state. Okay, is hover set is hover. Okay, and you can name it properly as well. Like I just I'm just saying is hover. Okay, what are we hovering it, that I'm not saying here. Okay, so that you can mention it. Okay, so for now this is fine. We have this state I have imported here as well. So now what we have to do is whenever we take our mouse on top of this particular thing, this should come up, and whenever I go out of this box, it should go away. Okay, so the hover effect. Okay, how do we do with the events? Okay, so we have 2 events. Okay, and I am going to apply those 2 events on this particular div. Okay, so here I'll say on mouse enter. Okay, so what I'm saying is whenever the mouse is entered on this particular div, this div means this particular thing. Okay, so then I want to set is hover true. Okay, and one more event I will have on mouse leave. Okay, so whenever mouse leaves the div, okay, then I want to make this hover state false. Okay, so by default it will be false only over here. And this what we can do is however we can use here, we can use curly braces, and what we can say here is and parenthesis. Okay, so what does it will do is whenever this state is true, then only it shows the content. If it is not, it will not going to show the content. Okay, so let's move it over here, and yeah, now this is how it will look like. Okay, so if I go back, we can't see that icon over here, but when I hover over it, we can see icon is coming, and when I go outside of this div, it's disappear. Okay, so this functionality you can do this way. So the events which we are using is on mouse enter, on mouse leave. Okay, this is what it is. And now we'll apply some padding to this. Okay, so we have over here, we'll say py 10. Okay, okay, not 10, let's say 5. Yeah, 5 is fine. And we need to have some margin bottom. Okay, let's say 5, it's not more, let's say 3. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we got this. The width and all is not exactly matching to this, but it's fine. Okay, and then we can, now we can do this particular thing. Okay, songs and these things. So first thing what we can do is we can just we have imported this song results, right? So this is a component. Okay, so inside this we have to map our component. First thing we have to create this particular component. Okay, we'll create this component and then we'll go for the mapping the things. Okay, so let me uncomment this particular thing which we commented just now earlier. And if I go to this is how it's looking. Where is our text is over right here. Okay, so we'll do the css and then we'll do the mapping of that. Okay, so here is the structure. We have one particular div. Inside that we have another div which is containing image and the details, and second div contains the time. Okay, so now what we can do over here is, first thing first, let me reduce the image size so we can see it properly. I'll say width 6 and height as 6. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it's very small. Let's go little bit up. 12, let's double it. Now let's have 16. Okay, let's have 16. Yeah, this is looking fine for now. Okay, so what we can do, this is fine. Let's get the coloring as well done so we can see that where is the text. Okay, so hash fe. Okay, the same thing I'll apply for the artist one over here, and same for the time. Okay, right. So we can see all the text coming up over here. Okay, so yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just take a screenshot because we need this hover state as well actually, but it's not coming. Okay, it will come now. The color I want actually, that's the reason. Okay, so this is the color 28 28 28. We'll apply that in a minute. So let's do the first thing. This thing I'll have flex applied first. Okay, because I want the time to be on the left side. Okay, and I'll do justify uh, between. Okay, so it will move the text over there, but it's not doing because we need to have width as 100% over here. Okay, so width full. Okay, let's see what it is doing. So it's taking too much space, I guess. Okay, so we can do like 1 by 2, so it will be 50%. Yeah, so here it is going. We can increase the width over here actually, 350. Yeah, this is fine, and here we can have the gap as 20. Okay, so it will move little bit, and you can see it is not exactly matching to this. We can make it possible by changing the width actually. So let's say 700 pixel. Yeah, uh, so the gap should be reduced, so I'll just reduce the gap to 10 over here. I know it might be confusing because there are a lot of css going on here. Okay, but you can check it from the git. You can go and you can check the css over from there. Okay, so yeah, so the song is coming over here and this is how it is. Okay, so let's do the other css as well. And for the first thing, again I'll use flex. Okay, but this time I'll have item center. Okay, then again I'll going to use flex for the two paragraphs. Okay, this like the two spans, and then what I'll do is flex row I'll do. Okay, sorry, flex column, because I need in a column wise. Okay, then we can change the text alone and the other things. Okay, so this image is rounded over here and little bit smaller, so we'll go with 14, and then we can have rounded LG. Okay, so LG will use, and this is what it is coming, and we need some gap over here. Okay, so gap, I'll say 3, and we got the gap over here. Okay, and the song, we can see it is just little bit more bigger than this, and the bold. Okay, the font size is bold. So what I'll do is text MD and then font as bold. Okay, so let's see how it is looking. Yeah, instead of LMD, let's say LG. Yeah, now it is looking fine. Okay, so yeah, so this part is done, and the color, I think for this is little different. We'll apply that in a moment, or we'll just take a screenshot. Let's see if we can get the color out of this. uh okay, no, it's not giving the proper color. Let it be. Okay, we'll apply this color only, and here I'll do item center because it's not looking in center right now. It's fine. Okay, and then what we can do is hover color we can apply, and that will be it. Okay, so we'll have hover bg, and it was hash 282828. Okay, this was the color, and this is how it's looking, and padding and all is missing. Let's do that as well. Okay, py, I'll say 2 or maybe 1, and px, I'll say 2. Okay, so now you can see this is how it's coming, how it is coming over here. Actually, the py is having more padding than this one. Okay, so all right, let's go back and let's see. Yeah, this is how it's coming. The width is not exactly matching. Okay, so that we have to check, but that is fine. Okay, so let's do the rounded over here a little bit, like MD maybe. Yeah, now it is looking fine. Okay, so let's do the CSS for this song, the title, and then what we can do is we can map our song list over here. Okay, so let me go back, and here we have this particular thing. Okay, so what I'll do is the for this top result, whatever is the CSS are there, I'll just copy and paste to it. Okay, so let's do it for this span, and then for this div we have MD margin bottom this way, and we have this padding Y. Okay, the padding Y is only for this. All right. Okay, yeah, now you see it is aligned to this thing. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go to data, and here is our song list. Okay, so let's import this song list first. Okay, so import, and from the dot assets we have to go data and data. Okay, and from here we can say song list. Okay, so the song list is coming, and here we can do the map. Okay, song list dot map, and item, and we can return over here. Okay, so what we are going to return is we are going to return the result. Okay, so now if I save and go back, you can see lot of song list is coming. Okay, we just need to show 5 of them. Okay, but I'll tell you when we are going to do that. Whenever we search it, that time we'll do it. Okay, so right now this is fine for now. Okay, so what the next thing we have to do is we have to uh, send the these data as a props. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'll just have props here. Okay, and this thing I'll going to change. Okay, so props dot img uri. Okay, and for the name as well, let's change it, props dot song name. Okay, and for artist also I'll change props dot artist. Okay, and time also let's change it, so props dot time. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go here, and here we can write the imguri equal to item dot we have this imguri, then we'll have song name equal to item dot name. Okay, and then what is the next thing we have, artist, right? Okay, the artist we can have item dot artist, and then we have time, we'll say item dot time. Okay, So now let's save and let's go back. Now you can see the different songs are coming. Earlier it is like we are mapping only one song, but now that all the songs are coming. Okay, you can see different songs and the time and their data. Okay, the different images as well. So yeah, so this is fine. So we have done this much. Now we have to do the search. Okay, so when I search it, what should happen is the same functionality what is happening here. So by default it will be this browse all and all. If I search any word, the first song is should come over here, and the rest of the data, like rest of the means only five songs should come here. Okay, and the in the bottom this should appear. Okay, so this thing we have to do. So the first thing what we can do is, first thing we'll go back here and we will go into home. Okay, so app.js will go here, and here we have this home and the search. Okay, so basically in header we have the head, like in the layout we have this header. Okay, but like what we have to do is basically either we can use redux or we can use the prop drilling. Okay, to get the data from the header to this particular component. Okay, but for now let's use the like prop drilling basically. Okay, we should not use, but for a single thing I'm not creating the redux. That's the reason I'm showing with the state. Okay, so I'll say here search text. Okay, comma set search text. Okay, equal to use state. So by default it will be empty state. Okay, so here what I'm going to do is, for the layout I'll pass this two props. Okay, the set search and the search text. Okay, both of them I'm going to pass it. Then what I'll do is, inside this I'll accept as a prop. Let's do it. And then the search text, and the same thing I'll do here. Okay, I'll just give it to this what do we say, header. Okay, and I think right, okay, we need the value as well. So search text equal to search text. Okay, so the same thing what I'm doing here I'll do inside the header as well. So this is the prop drilling, basically what we are doing. Okay, now we have the set search text and the search text. What we can do is, wherever we have this input box, we can provide the value equal to search text, and on change we can do this. Okay, event, and it will be set search e dot target dot value. Okay, that's it. So what I'll do now is, in the app.js where we have created, I'll just log the value. Okay, so we can see are we getting the text or not. Okay, so let's open the dev tools over here. Here let's clear this, and here. Okay, so I'll write m. Okay, so whatever I write, it is getting over here. Okay, so it means the prop drilling is working fine, the search box is working fine. Okay, so now what we can do is, this search text we can send it to the songs component, wherever the search component is. Okay, so search component I'll give it this one, search text. Let's go to the search here, and inside this I'll going to give this particular thing here. Okay, and this search category we should be enabling it. We should see in the bottom basically. Okay, so yeah, for the search text, let's give it again inside this, and let's go here and let's accept it here as well. Okay, so we are getting the search text inside our search result now. So now what we have to do is, whenever the search text comes in, we have to filter the song list. Okay, so we have this song list over here. This thing we have to filter it. Okay, so now what we can do is, we can create the filter. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so here I'll create use effect. Okay, so we know that, right? Use effect, whenever the value changes, the use effect will going to run. Okay, so here what I'll do is, inside this, like the dependency I have keep it as search text. So what I'm saying is, whenever the search text is changing, I want to change the list. Okay, so here I'll write if condition, where I'll check whenever it is not empty. Okay, search string should not be empty, then I have to search the song list. Okay, so yeah, so what we can do here is, we'll do we can do like song list. Okay, dot filter. Okay, item, and item dot name dot includes. Okay, we can do equal to as well, you can do includes as well, but yeah, this we are going to do, and this thing. Okay, and but there is one catch actually, like if we don't know, right, how user is searching with a small letter or capital letter, we should be having common thing. Okay, so the common thing will be small letter, converting whatever we have into lowercase and checking it. Okay, so both places I'll going to have the two lowercase. For the name as well, two lowercase, then include for the search tag as well, dot two lowercase. Okay, so this is what I'm doing, and what does it will do is it will give us the search data. Okay, and this thing we have to store it at some place. Okay, but right now I don't want to create a variable for it. So for that, what we can do is like we can use memo to memorize whatever we are searching and showing to the user. Okay, so for that, what I can do is I am going to turn my use effect into a use memo. Okay, so let's do that. I'll do let filtered song list equal to use memo. I'll use. Okay, so use memo is does the same thing, but it will going to memorize our data. Okay, and yeah, so if you don't know about that, the link will going to pop up on the top, and you can check what is use memo. Okay, so yeah, so this is how I have turned into the use memo instead of use effect. So let's remove the use effect from here, and you can see what it is going to do is it is returning some string. Okay, but we have to do return over here. Okay, then it will going to return this particular thing, and this filtered list, what we can do is we can use it here. Okay, and what we can do again, as we know, we have to show only 5 items. I'll do dot slice. Okay, and here I'll say 0 comma 5, so it will show only 5 items. This one more thing we have to change, but let's see, slice or splice. Okay, let's do it later. For now, let's see if we are getting at least something. All right. So what is happening is right now nothing is there, right? This filtered list is not having anything. So we'll say return empty. And what we can do here is we can have one condition, okay, before this. So whenever our, like not here, basically, whenever there is nothing in the search. Okay, because user can type anything. If there is nothing in the search, I don't want to show this full component. So what I'll do here is I'll write one if condition and write dot length. Okay, if equal to 0, then I want to return no data. Okay, I'm writing like this, but let's have h1 tag properly, no data. Okay, and you see, like here what I did is whenever the search tag is not empty, then do this search thing. If it is empty, then return the empty array, so that we can show this no data here. Okay, so let's go back and let's see. Yeah, so now you see right now somewhere we should see no data over here, right? You can see here no data is coming right here, but we don't want to show directly over here without having any text here. Okay, so what we can do, one more thing is we can go back to one component which is search here. Okay, and we can have one condition over here, like not equal to empty, then only show this. Okay, so this you can remember. Okay, and why we use. Okay, the first condition we will have, it is true and false. Based on that, what it will do is it will show the our component. Okay, so for now there is no component right now. Okay, if I search it, then it will going to bring up the component. Okay, so now you see, if I have like HUM, you can see it is searching the songs right now. This you ignore it because right now we don't have, we haven't configured for this, but the list you can see it is showing two results because we have here HUM and here as well HUM. Okay, here like we have HUMKO, but as we have used includes, right? That's why it is showing this as well here. Okay, in the search result. So I think, yeah, so the search is working fine, and suppose like if I continues to type, now it should show the no data over here. Okay, you can see here no data is coming up. Okay, so yeah, so the list is coming fine. We have to show only 5. That's the only one thing that we can do in a moment. Again, we can use dot slice. Okay, 0 comma 5, I think it's splice, I guess, I am not sure. Yeah, okay, both are working fine. Okay, slice only 0 comma 5, only 5 items will go out and this will going to be shown up. Okay, And one more thing here I missed is we have to have the key. Okay, if we are mapping anywhere, we should not miss the key. Okay, or else it will throw a warning in the console. Okay, so the key is important. Now let me refresh again. Okay, so this is our search. Let me type something. Okay, let's type something else. Yeah, so I have typed only V and this song came up over here. Okay, so all right, let's go back and let's set the other thing as well. The other thing in the sense, the main component which we are showing on this side, right? Like this one. So this, let's change it. So we have the text over here. So what we can do is filtered song we can take, and the first element from that. Okay, we can take that. So I'll just remove this and filtered song of 0 dot image URL. The same thing we can use for the other things. Okay, so let's say this one, and it will be name, and the song will be remain song only over there. And here we can change this. Okay, and dot artist, right? Okay, so now if I refresh it and if I search V, now you see this is coming up. Whatever the search result, the first one is there, that is coming up. Okay, so yeah, now you see I have searched this. The first one is this one, that is coming up. Okay, see. So the search is completely done. We are able to do the search. Okay. So the one more thing is, if I go on to home page, now you see this search box is still over there. Okay. So what we have to do is, whenever we are in the search, only search, then only this input box will be shown. So that, let's see how we can do it. Okay. So for that, what I can do is, let me close everything first of all. There is so much mess over there. So we'll go to pages, header, and inside the header we have this input tag over here. Okay, so I'll create one what do we say, flag. Okay, each search uh, is search only. Okay, is search. Okay, set is search. So this will be a false. Okay, by default it will be false. Okay, so this thing I'll going to wrap it here. Okay, is search and show this. So this input text box I'll going to put inside that. Okay, and basically I think the whole thing, maybe let me go put it outside, because this entire div is the search input. Okay, all right. So if I go back, I should not see the search text box anywhere. Okay, right. Now what we can do is, whenever the location you see slash search, that time I want to show this. Okay, so how to get the location? So in order to get the location, we can use one hook which is coming from the React router DOM. Okay, so React router DOM, the name is use location. Okay, and let's configure over here location equal to use location. Okay, and here what I'll do is, I'll use effect. Okay, and inside this I'll going to have location. Okay, so let's console the location and let's see what exactly we are getting the things. This is the object, and inside that you see path name we have to consider. Okay, so let's write one if condition over here. Okay, if location dot path name dot includes, okay, slash search. Okay, that time what I'm saying is, set is search should be true. Okay, else set is search should be false, right? This is a simple condition we are doing it. Okay, and if I go back, you can see the search is coming up over here. Let me refresh again. If I go to home page, the search text box will not come up. Okay, so this is how we have completed the search. Okay, now what exactly we are going to do, a few of the last things we have. Okay, so if I click on the let me show this particular thing. So this particular thing we are going to do, this song player. Okay, so player we are going to do now. After that, we are going for the final stage, where we are going to play the song, stop the song, and we can make the next and previous. Okay, that we can do it. Okay, yes. So let me create one screen over here. I'll say name as player. Okay, or we can say song player, whatever you want to call, slash index.js. Okay, and here I'll do RFC shortcut to create the component, the functional component. Okay, and this component will going to be globally there. Okay, but for that what we can do is, I'll just remove this and have it in an empty fragment. Okay, we can use React dot fragment as well if you want. Okay, both will be same. And over here what I'm going to do is outside the routes, okay, I'm going to have the song list component. Okay, so right, let's go back here because we have to use the position. Okay, yeah, here. So somewhere in the bottom you can see it is coming over here, but we have to use the fixed position to fix it right here in the bottom. Okay, so let's do that. But for that what we have to do is we need to have the structure first. Okay, so the structure is very simple. Okay, we have three sections. First section is song details, second section is song controls, and third one is just have this icon. This is for the expand. Okay, but we are not doing any expand at all, but it is there. Okay, the icon is there. So what we can do is we can create three sections. Let's go back here. Okay, so let me remove this. So the first section is for the song details. Okay, so let's create one more section, and this is for the song controls. Okay, and third is like expand button. Okay, for that we have one whole day for that. Okay, all right, we have these things here. Next thing what we can do is we can fill up the data. Okay, so the for filling up the data what we can do is like, acha, first let's do this structure. This one is similar to what we did over here. Okay, so we'll have two divs inside this. Okay, so the first div will have like, okay, here. Okay, so we have two divs. The second div will contain the image. Okay, image src alt. Okay, which image? This checked image. Okay, we'll have this checked image. So let's get the image first. Import checked icon from assets. Okay, so let's do this assets icon checked. Okay, and this we can give it over here, and width and all I'll change it. Width, let's say 6, height, so let's give 4. So if I can scroll down here, we can see in the bottom. Actually we'll see in a moment again. Okay, so let's do the other thing. In the first div what I'll have is I'll have two more divs. Okay, first div will contain image and second div will have the data. Okay, basically two span tags. Okay, so first span tag will have the song name, second will be the artist. So let's go to the assets data, and we can get this first song again as a dummy data. Okay, all right, copy paste, and URL, let me get the URL, image URL, we got it. Okay, so hopefully we have all the items which we need. Okay, song controls, we need to get all of the controls. Okay, so we have this shuffle. Let's get the icons. Shuffle icon from assets icon shuffle. Okay, and I'll just copy paste these things. We have previous icon, we have next icon, and we have this replay icon. Okay, replay, or you can say repeat icon. Okay, repeat, and any more icons, we have the expand icon, that's the last. Okay, expand icon. Okay, so we'll change it from here. What we can do is we can have this previous icon, then the next icon, repeat icon, I guess, right? Okay, expand, I'm not sure what I'm calling, full screen png. Okay, so import play icon also we need to have, right? Play icons and play. Okay, it's just normal play icon. Yeah, so we got all the icons we have imported over here. Then now let's do the this thing. Okay, so the controls, you can see we have at the first we have controls, then we have this song tracker. Okay, so we are not going to mess up anything, we are going to just create two divs directly. Okay, first div will contain all the icons, so let's have img src and an alt. Okay, so all 5 icons, let's give it here. Okay, shuffle is the first icon, next is the previous icon, and next is play icon, after that next icon, and a repeat icon. Okay, all right, and here we can have two span. Okay, so in the second div we can have two spans, 0 0 0 0 I'll say, and let's say for this 27 I'm saying here, and then a div. Okay, so this div is the tracker for us. Okay, so controls we got, and we got this thing. Okay, the next last thing is just a icon. Okay, so I'll just copy this particular thing and have it over here, and we can say expand icon. Okay, all right, so we got our structure ready. Okay, if I go back and scroll down, you see this is how the stuff is coming over here. Okay, so we have to properly manage it. So for that I'll just change the class names for all the images so that it should not overload anything over there. Okay, so yeah, this is what we can do. All right, we have all the small icons coming up. Now we can go with the CSS. Okay, so the first thing what I'll do is for the main class I'll have a fixed position. Okay, so let's say fixed. Okay, bottom 0 and left 0. So let's see how it is coming. Over here it's coming. Okay, this image is also there, right? Okay, so weight to well, height to well. All right, yeah. So here it is coming. Let's say width full. Okay, so it will take width full, but we have to give the background color. Background color will be 0 0 0 0. Okay, and one more 0, and it's a background color. Do we have any transparency? Okay, I don't think so. Yeah, it's like little bit transparent actually. Opacity we can take 30 over here. Okay, 30 is very less actually. Let's have 70 maybe. We should see some content behind that. Okay, that's why I'm doing this. 80, right? Okay, so like basically RGBA colors we use, right? But here we have to apply the color, then we have to say the BG opacity. Okay, so this is the RGB color you can suppose, and this is the opacity A. Okay, and yeah, we are getting all the things over here. Okay, so now let's start with the other things, which is from here. So for this, all right, we have 1 2 3, right? Let me do this, and let's apply the flex. It is coming here. We can say justify between. Okay, all right, I don't know why it came here, but that's fine. Okay, all right, so we'll say for every div. Okay, every single div will say flex1 is the property. So we want the equal width. Hopefully we have the equal width as well here, right? Okay, let me apply for all of them. Flex1. Okay, we might need to change the widths and all, but yeah, right now it's fine. So you can see this is how it's coming right now. Content, we'll change it. We'll go one by one. Okay, so let's go with this, and here we have the similar CSS what we have earlier. Okay, so I'll just do quickly. We'll say flex here, so the text come up here. Okay, and we'll say gap as 3, and let's have the color here, text fe. Okay, so the same color I'll use it for the bottom one, but the first one will have the LG and font as bold. Okay, but the second one will have the text as MD. Okay, all right, the color did not change because I have applied as equal to over there, right? Now it is fine. We are getting the color, but we need to have flex over here, and it will be flex call. Okay, right, it is coming here. And one more thing we need, I guess over here we need again one more flex, right? And it should be item center, so that this should come over here. Okay, so you can see it is coming over here, right? Yeah, and for the main div I'll have px4, so that some padding should apply from the both side. Okay, all right. Then for the image, I don't think so we need to do much because it's similar to that what we have over there. Okay, but the padding is little more, I guess, right? Okay, yeah, this will be fine. Okay, and for this right here, I can take width as 6, so we'll have some space, but it's not coming. Then I'll just change the width for this 5 and 5, so it will be fine. Okay, all right. And I think the text is little smaller over here, so what we can do is we can do MD and SM. Yeah, so it is properly fine. Okay, and we can use some gap over here. Okay, gap 2, so that it should move away little bit. And then let's go to the icons. The first section is done, the icons. Okay, so I'll just use simple flex. Okay, and so it will do this. We need some py. Okay, so I'll apply for now pys 10 so that you can see it properly, and opacity also I'll just increase to 95, so it should properly visible. Okay, so we have all the icons over here. We need to change the width. Okay, width and height, because it's not looking good at all. Right, 6 and 6 we can use. 6 and 6. All right, yeah. And now what we can do here is we can have justify center, so it went center. Gap I'll say 10. Okay, gap is having more actually. Let's say 5 gap. How much gap we have here? It's not much actually. All right, 5 is fine. Okay, so or maybe 6, let's say. Yeah, but the icon widths are little different for this and this. Okay, so repeat and shuffle is like 4 and 4. I thought it's same, but it's little different. Okay, and for this it's 5 and 5. Okay, 5 and 5. Right, and this middle one is like circle, so we have to change this image into a div, and then inside that image, and class name, let's take width as 8, height as 8, and round it full, and bg I'll have just hash fefe. Okay, so all right, we are getting something. Okay, we just need to center it, flex, justify center, and item center. Okay, so it is centered, but the like alignment is not proper, so we can say alignment center, like item center, so it is aligned properly. And I think we can increase the size of this. Maybe let's have 12 and 12, and let's see how it is looking. Yeah, it is looking like this. I think it's way bigger actually, so we'll have 10 and 10. If it is not fitting, yeah, this is fine. Okay, so we'll have the cursor for all of them. Okay, cursor pointer I'll say. Right, okay, here as well cursor pointer. Right, okay, so all of them having cursor as pointer. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is this timers, you can see here, right? So we have to uh, align it properly, so let's do that as well. So what I'll do is I'll just get the color of the this line. Okay, so it's 4D 4D 4D, so let's do that. Here again I'll do flex. Okay, and color for this we have to change fans. Okay, the text hash fe. I'll use the same thing, let's use it here. Text fe. Okay, so we can at least see that here. And this particular thing we have to give the width. Okay, so what do we say right now? We'll say flex 1, so whatever is coming up over there. Height, let's say 4, and bg will change the color, this one. 4 is too much, right? Right, we'll change the color, sorry, height to 2, and that will be fine, and we'll say round it md. Okay, right, we can see this is how it's coming. We have to do align item center. Okay, so item center will do, so it will fit like this. Cap will do 2, right? So it is coming up here, but like you can see here, here it is like little different. We have more width over here. Okay, so we can change the width as well. We'll change in a moment. Okay, the height I guess will change 1. Okay, so it should show properly. Yeah, so what we can do here is instead of giving width like this, we can give w, and I'll say 700 pixel. All right. So this is how it's coming. Let's do 600. So it will be fine. Yeah, now it is fine. This expand all we have to put it here, and then we are done with this. Okay. So what I'll do is here I'll use flex, justify end. Okay, and item center. That's it. Over here it's coming, and we can change this py to 3 maybe. Yeah. All right. So we are getting this over here. This icon, I think it's not looking good. Yeah, we'll change this to 8 only, and we'll change the inside image to 5. Okay, width and height. Yeah, all right. Now it is looking exactly the same what we have over there. Okay, the opacity, if you want, you can change it. I'll change it to 85. That will be fine. Okay, so we got the design ready. Now the only one thing what we have to do is whenever the song actually plays, then only we have to show this. Okay, or else we should not show this particular thing. Also, we have to get the song details. So that also we'll get in the yeah, we'll get it now. So now let's start the actual thing, playing the song. Okay. Yes. So for playing the song, let's start it now. Okay. So let's create one state over here. I'll say song details. Okay. So what we have to do is whenever we click a song from the search list, we should get the song details because we want to know what song we are playing. Okay. So for the song detail, I'll have the initial state as this particular thing. Okay. Let me reveal. Okay, ID, name, artist, time, album, image URL, and the song path. So full details I want to get it here. The reason is I need to show inside the song list as well. What is the name, what is the song, like image URL and all. We have to show that. That's the reason I want to get the details. Okay. So what I can do now is I'll create a function which is like handle get details. Okay, or maybe I'll say song details. Okay, and this song details function we have to pass it to the wherever the song is, like search, in the search. Okay, so from there only we are clicking on the play button. Okay, so I'll say details here, and I'll say song details. Okay, so this is just a parameter, and let's pass this as a prop to this. Okay, and let's go into this search. Let's pass it over here, and for the song results also we have to pass, and inside the song result as well you have to give comma and this handle song. Okay, and when we play, okay, basically when we click particular thing, okay, that song list, if we play, right? So suppose this particular thing, what is this? Okay, so whenever we do that, first top result that will come up, and the whenever you hover over it, this icon will visible, right? So on this particular click, once you on click on that, will capture the details. Okay, and we'll play the song basically. So here let's use arrow function because we have to provide the details. The details will be the first array item, okay, of filtered song list of 0. This is what we have to give it. Okay, and the same function we have to provide inside the song result. This is the array, right? So here we can do this, and inside that we can go, and here we can have a on click. Okay, but right here we are not doing. Let's see if I can get on click over here. No, we can't get this. Then in that case what we can do is we can have like details equal to this item. Okay, so the same thing, let's copy, let's go back, and here what I can do is on click I'll have here. Okay, so here I'll use this props dot, because it is in the props, and props dot details. Okay, I'm going to pass. So let's go to the app and let's console this. Okay, so we'll see like if we are getting the details or not. Okay, so here let me open this particular like console. Let me pop out so that design should not mess up, and let me search with M, and you see right now nothing is coming. Let me clear it, and let me click on this play button. So I clicked on play button, and you see the details are coming. Okay, so the song detail came up. Let's clear it. Let's click something else. Okay, so you see this song. I clicked it, and you see the same song from the Doom 3 is showing over here. Okay, so it means we are getting the details from the search list. Okay, So that is one part. Now next thing we have to do is inside the fragment only we have to have our audio tag. Okay, because audio tag is must. We have to play the songs with that only. So let's say src, we need to get it. Basically we don't have src, but the src is something song details. From the song details, the song, what do we say, name, not the name, path, I guess. What are the things we are having? Song path, right? Song path. Okay, so song details dot song path is the one. Okay, and we'll have the inner, like in inline style, where I'll say position fixed. Okay, and from the top I'll say minus 200 pixel. The reason I'm doing this, let me remove this first of all, or else it will throw an error, because I don't want to see that audio box over here. Okay, so that's why I'm just putting outside of the screen. Okay, so if I just put this song dot song details, if I refresh, yeah, so nothing is happening right now. But what we have to do is we have to make sure whenever we have this song details dot song path should not be empty, then only we should have this audio tag. Okay, that's we can have it here. Okay, so let me provide it here. Okay, right, so let me refresh. Nothing is happening because we don't have anything here. Okay, so how we can check it, we can go here. Let me just drop this up here, close this. If I open this root diff, we are seeing this particular thing and this thing. Okay, we are not seeing the audio. So let me search something. We let me click here. Now if I go back, now you see audio and song also coming in the src, right? We are getting the song, we just need to play it. We are getting the audio tag, we have to play it. So that, let's do it now. Okay, so that song detail, whenever the song details are coming, then only we are making it play. Okay, so next thing what we can do is we can create a reference. Okay, reference of the audio. So I'll just have audio ref. Okay, and I'll use ref over here as a null by default, and let's import it, and it imported over here. Okay, and this audio ref, I want it for this audio tag. Okay, because this audio tag we can't provide any functions or something, we need to have the reference of it. We can't use the id and document dot get element by something like that. So that's the reason we have to use audio, like ref, basically use ref. Okay, then what we can do is we can just clear this. I'll have it over here, constant handle play. Okay, so we can have a play function over here, where what I can do is audio dot current dot play. Okay, this is it. So this is all we have to do, but like let me just change the volume as well. Okay, volume equal to 0.1. It varies from what do we say, 0.1 to 1. Okay, like basically 0 to 1. Okay, so that makes your like 0% to 100%, that you can vary from here. Okay, so once the song play, I am going to set the point, like value to volume value to 0.1, and then let's create one more function, handle pause. Okay, and handle pause, what it will going to do, we know that it will going to pause our song. Okay, so audio ref dot current dot pause. Okay, all right, so this is it. So now what I am going to do is whenever you clicked something from the search, okay, so if you clicked it here, that time only I want to play the song. Okay, so that kind of scenario we have to do. And but one more thing also, you see, when I come to this screen, let me go back to demo, I will just refreshing it. Okay, so at the first the player is not there. Okay, when I search and when I play it, then only it is coming. So the same thing we have to do it as well here. Okay, so for that I'll create a state over here, is play set is play. Okay, so use state false, I'll say, and whenever is play is true, then only I want this song player to be there. Okay, why I call this song list, it should be song player, right? I'm just realizing it. No worries, we'll change it, just rename it. Sorry for confusing you guys as well. All right, and the previous one we can remove, right? And let's take this here and here. Okay, So now if I go back, we should not see that player over here. Okay. So when we want to set it to is active whenever you are setting the details. Okay. So here I'll say true. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is ask whenever you click on that, whenever a detail set the player up, then only I'll have one set timeout. After a delay, I'll going to play. Let's say this handle play. Okay, all right. So yeah, so here it will going to play the song. The pause and all we have to give it to the icons as well, but right now it's fine. Let's try it out if it will going to play or not. Okay, so I'll just open the F2 F12 as well, and you can see over here we have only one div right now. Okay, means we don't have player and all. Let's do V and let's click. You can see this is came up and here it is, and the song started playing. Right. I can't pause it because we have to provide this handle pause to the what do we say in the controls. Okay, so let's do that. So handle play and then handle pause. We have to do the next and all as well. Okay, that also we can do. So handle pause and this will be play comma. And I think we have not imported the pause icon from assets icon pause. Okay, pause.png, and we can use this over here. Okay, all right, and we can't show two icons at same time, right? So what we have to do is we have to provide this icon as well, like sorry, the flag is play flag to the controller so that it should know when to show what, or maybe not this one. Let's say we need to have here only. Okay, is pause set is pause. Okay, so this flag also we need to have it over here. Okay, so whenever is false, is pause is true, question mark. Okay, because we have to do two things. This is what I'll going to give. So whenever is pause is true, I'll going to show the pause icon. If is pause is false, which is the initial condition, I'll show the play icon. Okay, so this thing, and here I'll have on click event. Okay, so on click event mein what I'll going to do here is I'll going to have handle play. Okay, and then I'll going to have Acha, like we don't need to like we have to do the reverse actually. Whenever it is pause, we have to show the play icon, and whenever it is in what do we say? Whenever it is pause, right, we have to show the reverse actually basically. So let me go back. Let me do this song plate. Yeah. So you see pause is coming right here, right? Right. Let me refresh. The song is playing. All right. So we'll go for the on click event then. On click, I'll say over here first thing set is pause true, and then handle play. Okay, no, handle pause basically. I'm confusing little bit. Just a second. Let's give it this handle play. All right, and set is pause is false here, and I'll have handle pause. Right. Okay. Yeah. So we have given, or like we have set up this. Now let's try to do it. Let me refresh again. I'll do V. Song is not playing. Yeah. Now it's playing. Okay. Stop. Okay. The icon is not changing. You can see. So let's see why it is not changing. Okay, so this should be true. This should be false. Hopefully that's the thing. Let's play the song again. It will take a half second and then it will play because we have added the set timer, right? Let's do pause. Yeah, play, pause. Yeah, so it is working fine. Okay, so the first pause play is working fine. All right. Now the next thing, let me clear all the files which I opened. Let's go to app.js, and here what we can do is this next thing we can do next. Okay, song, let's have handle next. And here the first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the song list because we want the song list over here as well. Okay, so we'll go to /assets data song list. We got it over here. Okay, and here what I'm going to do is let new song equal to song list, what do we say, array. Okay, let's say for now 0 I'm giving here. Okay, but it should not be 0. I'll tell you why. Let random value equal to math.floor and then math.random into song list dot length. Okay, so it will get some random value. Okay, so that random value I'll provide here. Okay, this is not the correct way to have the random value, but for now it's fine. So this will going to have a song over here. Okay, so let's see how exactly it will come up. We'll provide the handle next to the controllers, and inside that we'll give handle next over here on this on click. Okay, and we have to import, like, get it as a prop as well. Okay, so let me go back. Let me just refresh F12 console and let me just play this song. I'll pause it for now. Okay, I'll click on next. So if I click next, the next song is coming up. Okay, okay, all right. So we got the next song as well. So we just need to do, we have to call this function. Okay, handle details, and that will be it. New song. Okay, all right. So this will going to play the new song. But the one more thing we are missing is whenever I click the song, this details, the song details should come up over here. Okay, so we are missing that one thing. We'll fix that as well. What we can do is the song details state we can provide to the song player, and here we can start changing the things. So where is the details? Details are here inside this. So the first thing, let's change the URL. imguri. I guess this is the thing. I'm not sure. No, this is the small letter. Song details. Let's change the name and then the artist, right? Dot artist. Okay, so yeah, now you can see the song details are coming up. So let me play the song and let me click the next. Okay, next. Yeah, so the next is also working fine. So the song was started playing. Let me click next. Right. So yeah, it is playing perfectly fine. So now what we have to do, what is the thing remaining? The thing remaining is this timer. Okay, we have to show the timer. What is the time, max time of it, and what is the current time of it? Okay, so both the things we have to show. So the max time we can show it from here. Okay, so we can go to this and, like, not the max time, the actual time of the song. Okay, let's say song time, and you can see 6:17 for this song it is showing. Okay, now we have to see how we can calculate the song time over here. Okay, so let's see that. Right, so for song duration and that, right, what we can do is let's go to app.js and let's create two states over here. Okay, so the first state I'm going to have the duration, set duration. Okay, equals to use state, and it will be null by default. Okay, and the second one is current time. Okay, we need to see what is the current time here. Okay, set current time, use state null by default, or we can say 0 as well, up to us. Okay, and when we're going to get the actual duration. Okay, I'm not talking about the duration which we have in the data here in the song list, like time 7:53. Whenever it's playing, start playing, then I want to capture the duration. Okay, So for that, what I can do is for this audio tag, I have to have the on loaded capture. Okay, inside that E, and over here, like not exactly E also, like whenever the on loaded, I think it's end, I guess, on loaded. Okay, on load capture only, let's say. If not, we'll change that. Okay, and here I'll say audio dot current dot duration. Okay, so this will going to get us the duration of the song, and whenever the song start playing, okay, we want to capture the current time. What is the current time? What is the current time? So for that, what I can do is like we can use on time update. Okay, so this particular thing we can use and see how we can get the time. Okay, so here what I can do is first thing first, like we can set basically set current time, and this will be the audio dot ref dot current dot current time. Okay, so this is what we can set. Okay, so let's see, let's log the both values and see what exactly the data is coming up. So duration and the time current time. Okay, so let me go back, let's do the song play, and let's open this 0 and null it's showing currently. Let's play the song and see. Okay, you can see it started playing. Right, so it started playing, but we can't see it here because we have to do few more things here. Okay, so we are getting this whatever the type current time is, but the song duration didn't came up. Okay, so let me just quickly check what is the exact method, and I'll come back. Okay, yeah, so it's on loaded data actually. Okay, so on loaded data, that time we are doing this. Okay, so let me get this over here, and this controls are little bit better. Let me refresh, let's play the song again, and you see, let me stop it so we can see the time. So we are getting 200 as the duration of it over here. Okay, and right now is 3. Okay, so let's format it little bit. So instead of having directly this one, we'll have math.floor. Okay, and we can have the this thing inside this. And over here, what we can do is we can just calculate the proper time. Let's say time equal to math.floor, and inside this we can give this audio ref over here. Okay, and then let's total equal to math.floor. I'll say time divided by our duration. Okay, into 100, but this should be inside this particular thing, and I'll say set total. Okay, so let's see how exactly it is coming up now. Let me refresh, and yes, play. You can see 0, still 1. Okay, basically I'm getting in the percentage properly. Okay, all right, so something we are getting 4, 5 and all. So now what we have to do is this current time, like basically I have converted into percentage. Okay, so this current time we can give it to the let's copy this, give it to the controls or the player component, and we can use it over there. Okay, so this is the player one, and here let's give it to this. Let's go there and let's get it as a prop. And over here, if you see, this is what our div is, but right now there is no white color one to fill in. So we'll create one div inside this, and we'll say bg hash fefeft. Okay, and we'll say over here one thing, absolute and top 0. Okay, and left 0, and maybe height we can say 1. Okay, and here we'll say relative, and for this width let's say 20, and let's go back and let's see how it's coming. So now you see, this is how it is coming over here, but we need to set as a based on the current time. So I'll use inline style because I can't have the conditional rendering, like conditional CSS with the tailwind. That's the reason I'm giving here. Okay, so I'll say width and say current time. Okay, and it should be in percentage, right? Okay, And one more thing is at the start, the current time will be 0. We have to show the current time over here as well. Okay. So instead of this 00, I'll take it in a this way. Okay. If it is 0, I'll going to show this 000, or I'll going to show this current time directly. Okay. So that's the thing. So now you see here it is showing 4. Okay. Like let it be 4 it is showing, and it's showing some percentage over here. Okay. And the total time. So if I play, yeah, you can see it is increasing. Okay. All right. So it is increasing, but we have to format this particular thing over here. 7 it's showing, but we have to format properly how we have it here. If I play the song here, you see here. So we'll do that in a moment. The first thing I'm going to do is text sm. I'll do here in, or the bottom one as well. Okay. Yeah. So let's write the formatter of the current time. Okay. Yeah. So over here, I'll write one function format time, and inside this what I'll going to do is let, like I'll going to accept the time, or like time, let's say time. Okay. And first let's have minutes equal to math dot floor. Okay. So the time divided by 60. Okay. So it will give us the minutes over here. Okay. And let's get the remaining seconds. Okay. Remaining like seconds. Okay. This is also math dot floor, but this will be divided by, okay, not math dot floor actually, the time modulus 60. Okay. So if we do modulus, it will give us the remaining value. Okay. That will going to be second. Okay. And then what we can do is from the remaining, okay, so the spelling is wrong, I know, but let it be like that. Okay. So let seconds equal to remaining dot to string. Okay. Dot pad start. Okay. So pad start, what it will going to do is where whatever numbers will say na, that it will going to provide. Okay. So I am saying two, I need two digits. I think it should be 0 over here. We'll see in a moment. Okay. And we'll return minutes basically in a backticks minutes colon second. Okay. This will be dollar. Right. So let's see if it works or not. Okay. Let's provide it to this here. All right. Let's go back, and let me just go here and let's refresh. So we'll play the song again. Yeah. Now you see we are getting 0, like 0 colon 0, 3, 4, 5, and it is going on. Okay. So we don't have features something like we can drag up to here and all. We don't have that feature, but yeah. So this is working fine. We are able to play the song and all. Okay. Right. So we are able to play the song and everything. We are able to do it. Now let's do one more thing. We have to change this name. Okay, because we are doing a project, we should be having the proper things here. Okay. So we'll go to index.html and we'll change here Spotify loan. Okay. And the name is coming, but name is not enough. We'll go to the Spotify website and we'll get the logo as well. Okay. And you see in the Spotify, they will not going to let us right click. Okay. So if we right click, something else will come up. Okay. So that is like they have disabled the contextual menu. That's the only thing. Okay. So from here we can search for head. Okay. And in the head, we should have the icon here. You see. So let me say open in new tab, and I'm getting the icon. The same icon I'll going to have in our code, which is, where is the icon? Let's change this icon. No, it's not changing the icon. Uh, why I can't find the icon? over here. Sorry, here it is. So will it work in this way? No, it's not working. So let me download the image and then we can do. Yeah, so you can see I have downloaded this icon over here and I have changed it icon.png, and you can see our app is coming up, like the icon is coming up. So yeah, this is how we have done the Spotify clone in React.js. Okay. So let me just revise what exactly things we have done. Okay, so first we have created our application. We have set our folder structure properly as we needed. Okay, let me zoom in. Yeah, so this was the folder structure. And then what we have created over here is we have created the navigation bar. Then we have created the home screen. Then we went for the search. Okay, in the search we have did how we have to do the design for the search, and we saw also search how are we going to do it. Okay, so once that was done, we have did the playing of the song and the player of the song. Okay, this player and the playing of the song. So this is how we have completed our Spotify clone. Okay. Yes. So this is Spotify clone we have did in React.js. So if you need the resources, the images and songs and all, you can go and check the GitHub where I am going to upload this repository, the project. Okay. From there you can get the images and the resources. Okay. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing and give it a like. I'll be back with more content in the next video. Thank you.